So now I got an entire pattern. It's like 81 bars long though. So let's get in song mode here. What's cracking, man? It's Nick Danger. This is the Art of MV. MV Mob stand up. Everybody, welcome to the channel. Thanks for watching the video. Hope everybody's having a good year, man. And believe it or not, man, I learned more than I thought I would doing this channel. Just talking about the MV and being able to explore openly some of the stuff I loved about it the most taught me things I didn't even think that I didn't even know about. Like, I didn't know before I decided to do YouTube videos about the MV that there was an MV30. I just didn't. But before I went out here on a limb and said, well, the first MV was the 8000, I had to go research and bam, there's the MV30. So I had to look up the MV30 and what it did and everything. And true enough, some of the stuff that it did was MV shit. It's made to do the exact same thing, but in a different age, where the demographic was different. But like the MVs, it had great sound, protocols for post-production and recording, and a way to distribute your work directly from the unit itself, or at least some kind of way thereof, right? I've outfitted my system to be very convenient, and I think that's very important when you're talking about optimizing your creative work environment or your creative flow. Why not focus on the convenience stuff? So me, I got a big ass screen. I mean, I don't understand why. If you're gonna use this as your DAW, you don't treat it the same way. Get you a big screen like the one I got, man, like these right here. So when I'm using the VerseLab, especially with the Windows laptop, which is the way I kind of prefer to use it at this point, more on that a little later, but I put it up on that 46-inch screen, repurposed old ass TV, first flat screen I ever bought, 2008 or 2010 or something, Samsung, but it has the UGA cord in the back, or has the extra HDMI. So I put it up there so I can see it, man, and vibe off of it, give you that big studio feel. Same thing with the MV, nice 35-inch screen to show everything, and you can't imagine how DAW-like this is. This is a cool piece of gear, man, you gotta admit it. But I've always been liking the way they design the digital stuff, man, and some of the stuff you can do with it. So I've always been kind of analog to digital, inside the box, outside the box. I've always been that way. So the hybrid concept is nothing new to me. There's been a couple of changes that are ongoing. So this will probably be the last video that'll feature me using this as the main interface. I'm not going to make Windows 11 drivers for the VS100, so I won't be using that as the main interface. but because it is a digital mixer with a wave recorder on it, I kind of still use it in that way. So that's kind of cool. But I've decided to get a Mackionics 8 with the analog mixer and the effects in. It also has USB capability, so it's a USB interface, 8 in, 4 out. Only 2 less outs than this baby got. And then on top of that, it has a Bluetooth lane to take, so that kind of takes the cake. And it has an SD card reader as well, so that's kind of got this one got me spoiled. So anyway, I wanted to kind of comment on one of the overlooked factors of the MV1 Verse Lab, right? And one of those things is the ease of being able to interface with your DAWs and on your computers as modern technology via the USB over audio, the audio over USB protocol, but also your iOS or your Android devices. So I don't know if you guys, what experience you guys have had interfacing the two, but beyond just the Verse Lab editor, you can simply open up a lane to record audio straight from the MV1 mix out option, or just record it, just open up an audio track and record it like this. So check out what I did here with a quick mix, just to get a reference point and to have the Zenbeats, the MV1 track in Zenbeats, right? So just before I let this video roll, I'm going to tell you one thing I'm finding out in my exploration of Zenbeats as it refers, or as it relates to the MV1 Verse Lab, is that Zenbeats is not exactly what's in the MV, right? Because I heard someone once say in one of the MV1 Verse Lab forums that he was going to sell his MV1 and just work with Zenology and Zenbeats because they had more going on in the sequencer in Zenbeats and more sounds and the Roland cloud and blah 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 blah. But you don't realize until you work going back and forth from the two that they're not the same. They were able to design Zenbeats with the ZenCore sound engine, right? That doesn't mean it's the same sounds, and that doesn't mean they're the exact same effects. Yes, there's going to be some overlap, but I have the core version of the Zenbeats, not the full version, but one you play like the unlocks. I just want to unlock all over the platform. So very basic version, but I don't run into a whole lot of overlap. Like, one cool thing about this is people want that side chain effect, that pumping thing in the MV1. Well, it's in the Zenbeats. You can just get your track in there and utilize it there. But anyway, I'm gonna let you see this film in here, man. Just showing you guys how quick and easy it is to relate or work with the MV1 Verse Lab with modern technology, and how cool a feature and convenient a feature that is, no matter how much people complain about. Check it out. So what I did there was simply through the generic protocol for USB over audio to iOS devices, record what was in the MV into the Zenbeats. Now it's pretty quiet. I'll have to check out how the input actually works, if I need to turn it up or if there's a way to normalize this wave file. But as you can see, I have this track now in Zenbeats, the entire track. I played it in song mode, and even though it's a 2-track, I could have muted some things, but just wanted to get across. You got the entire beat locked into the tempo as well, so you can basically carry your work from anywhere. And this is just one of the other ways of hybridization and optimizing your MV. I think this isn't looked at a lot, but I think it's a really cool feature that allows you to keep forward and progressing with your music. Now, the only thing I have to learn how to do is to import songs that I've done over here once they're over here from device to device. Like I have a recording that I've done. This is the second recording I've done in Zenbeats straight from the MV. The first one being the one I did on the Windows computer with all 8 stems going in. That's a totally different story. This is my first time working the MV mix option on the iOS devices.